afternoon, World Wide Web. This is James. Welcome back to my stock channel. Another update video for you on JetBlue Airways Corporation. This one's a special request. I fell in love with it almost immediately. JBLU, JetBlue Airways Corporation. Here's what's going down. Here's the skinny. $8.93 a share. Way down there. This thing's at its shitter point from the post-COVID destruction. It made the comeback, and then everybody said, "Oh, you haven't quite made the comeback yet." So then it crashed, and then they're ultimately going to make the comeback when the butts are in the seats and their occupancy's full and they're flying everybody. You can check on the prices to see how full their planes are, stuff like that, from airport to airport all over America. It's what they call a verifiable stock. I'm going to initiate some coverage on this one. I'm going to find out and start reporting exactly how many butts are in the seats. So subscribe to this channel if you'd like to know stuff like that about how booked your favorite airline is. We want to know the average prices. We want to know how booked they are. And we're going to find out. JetBlue Airways, pre-COVID levels, high teens. Big crash, big comeback, not ready for it. Kind of running the same story as Carnival Cruise Lines and Norwegian. I'm not sure if the airplanes will always be full, but this is how they normally run. They normally run in the high teens. Now, the Spirit Airlines deal is expected to go down by the end of the year. That's going to add about $5 billion worth of revenue onto JetBlue. They're going to be declaring Spirit Airline revenue as their own. So instead of $9 billion for 2022, they would have reported an extra $5 billion in this case. It would have been a $14 billion year, which would make them a much bigger company. They have a lot of redundant things they can shut down with Spirit Airlines, expenses that won't have to be costed. Spirit Airlines has $1.45 billion in cash. They have a lot of money that helps pay for this purchase. The purchase, hang on, let me see real quick. Yeah, how much did they pay? $3.8 billion is what they paid, and $1.45 billion of it is cash that Spirit has. Spirit's balance sheet is also right side up, so this is not a balance sheet destructive recovery thing. They can just acquire the balance sheet, acquire the assets, acquire the debt, and keep it going, and just add that to their balance sheet. They're right side up, Spirit Airlines is, and they're coming with $1.45 billion. It leaves JetBlue with like I'm not very good at my math today, 2.3 and change $billion. Is actually how much it's going to cost them to purchase Spirit Airlines. So for just around $2 billion and $2.4 billion, they're throwing an extra $5 billion onto their revenue charts. Onto their revenue, their income. So huge income boost, good price, comes in annually, year after year after year. It'll just keep paying. This was a smart buy. They stole the company. They got a hell of a deal for it. And they're going to do very well with it. And they're going to be able to show up much bigger numbers. Not only would they have been back naturally without Spirit Airlines. This is the pre-buyout days here. Not only would they be back to here anyways, but with Spirit, you're talking 25s. You're looking in that ballpark. So if you want to get your long-term options on this one in the high teens, you definitely have my blessing. I think you'll have consistent progress along the way. You'll have consistent good news. We need to keep track of the flights. We need to know if they're packed or full and why. I got a feeling that they'll probably be full now that the issues are gone, just like they were always full before, and now that everybody realized that the issues that they thought were gone are not gone, but they will go away eventually, and that eventually is now. That eventually finally comes around. So many of them crashed because they weren't ready yet, and then they just recover. So back to high teens naturally with Spirit Airlines. I'm taking this thing to 25. Spirit is a steal at $2.4 billion. They get $1.45 billion in cash and a right side up balance sheet. I don't care what their business says for the rest of it. I know they lose money every quarter. I know they're sucking eggs, and they're probably sucking eggs on purpose. This thing's almost over. October 18th, the judge is going to start the trial. He's a conservative judge. He's going to rule against Merrick Garland and for JetBlue to acquire Spirit Airlines. This, on top of the natural boost, would definitely throw us into the 25s again. Get your long-term options and pile up on this one. But let's do some verification first. I'm going to do some ticket checking. We're going to check some tickets on lots of different airlines and lots of different locations. And we're going to find out how full is full and how many seats I go. We'll get right down to the pick a seat page. We'll find out how booked every flight is. JetBlue, everybody. Yeah, looks like a great play is in the works with this one. And what a steal they got on Spirit Airlines. And if that deal goes through, that's going to be a huge catalyst for this thing. And go read the numbers on Spirit. They're not as bad as you thought they were. They got a ton of cash. They got a right side up balance sheet. They got a bunch of planes. They got a bunch of revenue. It's coming with. So JetBlue, everybody. Amazing shit coming in the future. JBLU. Please like the video and subscribe for continued news and updates and some seat counting. We're going to have fun with these airlines. Seat counting is coming to you. This is your theater, so hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.